Hello everyone, welcome to Me Live Studies. In this video, we are going to solve one more SQL problem as part of data analyst or data engineer interview preparation. You can see here that is question number 26. Find dates on which temperature is higher than the average of previous 2 days temperature. Okay. And it is given weather data having two columns, that is date and temperature. And this is the data inserted into this table. And these statements I have mentioned in the description box. You can find from there. If I execute this query, you can see here this is the data having date and temperature are two columns. Now we need to find dates on which temperature is higher than the average of previous 2 days temperature. Okay, now you can see here we have dates and temperature, right? Now we need to find a dates on which temperature is higher than the average of 2 days previous 2 days temperature. Okay, now we need to find the average of previous 2 days temperature, right? For example, if you consider here, this is 2024 April 15, right? Now we need to calculate the average of 14th and 13th April 2024 temperature, right? Now, and then we will compare with the current day temperature. Likewise, you can see here for all these you need to find the average of the 2 days before. For example, you can see here for 16 you need to find the average of 15 and 14th. Likewise, you can see here 17 for 70 you need to find the average of 2 days before. I mean these two, right? This is how much? 40 and 42, 82, right? The average of these two, 82 by 2, how much? 41, right? So this temperature is lower than the 41, so we cannot return this value. Likewise, we need to return dates on which temperature is higher than the average of previous 2 days temperature. Okay, we can solve this problem by using three methods. That is, first one is by using joins. Next one is by using window functions. In window functions also we have two methods. That is, first one we can use lag or lead concepts. Okay. Next one, here it is a lag only because we are going to find the previous values, right? So we will use only lag only. Okay. Next one, we can use average concept in window functions. Okay, not aggregate function. Okay. Now you can see here, first we will solve this problem by using joins. Okay, now you can see here we have only one table and we need to extract the previous 2 days temperature, right? For that we need to join the current day temperature with the previous 2 days, right? So we need to assign these tables are different names so that we can able to join with the same table, and we will extract the previous 2 days temperature. Okay, now I'm going to return a dot date comma, because of I'm going to assign this table as a first table. Okay, I'm going to return temperature as current day temperature. Okay, then I'm going to return another table. I mean, I'm going to assign this as another table as b. I'm going to return temperature, this as 1 day before, or we can say that previous day temperature. Previous day temperature. Okay, now you can see here I'm going to return from weather data A join weather data B on what is the commonality? We need to check with the previous date, right? So I'm going to compare with the previous date. So A dot date minus 1 is equals to current date, that is B dot date, right? Now if you execute this query you will get some errors. You can see here you will get some error because of date is incompatible with int. See, this date is not integer type, so we need to mention that this is a date format. So we need to extract day only, right? Day number, that is date name of, you are going to extract only day from this one, and you are going to find the previous value. So that's why I'm going to add, I mean -1, right? Adding -1 for the same here also. Date name, you can see here we are going to extract day number from this number. I'm going to check with this one. Now if you see here, now you can see here we are going to find the 1 day before's temperature, right? Now you can see here for 16th, what is the value of, there is a 15th also, right? If you see here, you can see here 15th temperature is 40, right? For, you can see here, now if I execute this query, you can see for 16 this is the current day temperature and this is the previous day temperature, but we are losing a date of 15th, right? So in order to get that data also, we will use left join, okay, so that we will get those dates also. Now you can see here we are getting 15th date also, right? 15th day it is a 40, right? But there is no data before, that is 14th data. That's why it is returning null, right? Now you can see for all dates you are getting the previous values of temperature. For 16 you are getting 40 this temperature. For 19 you can see you are getting 36 temperature, right? You can see for 25 you are getting 43, that is 24th temperature. Likewise you can see here these are all previous day temperature, right? Now again we need to join with the previous table with to find the 2 day before temperature, right? For that I'm going to assign another table, the same table as C, and then I need to return the temperature from that table, right? For that I'm going to assign one more table, C dot temperature. I'm going to return that temperature as 2 day before temperature. I mean second before, right, temperature. Now I need to join the same table, joining weather data. That is, I'm going to assign this table as C. On which condition? We need to find the second before day temperature, right? So that I'm going to use a dot date minus 2 is equals to C dot date. I mean current date, right? Now I'm going to use here date name of same thing, right? We need to extract day from this one, and then we will check with the same here also. We need to extract date name from this one. Okay, now if I execute this query, you can see here these all are current day temperature, and this is previous day temperature, and this is 2 day, I mean second before temperature, right? We are losing 15th day and 16th day right here. So in order to get those data also, we need to use here left join. Okay, now you can see here we are getting all data, right? This is the current day temperature, and this is the 1 day before, and this is the 2 day before, right? You can see all values like this: 1 day before temperature, and this is 2 day, I mean second before temperature, right? 2 day. Now we need to add these two temperature, and we need to divide it by 2, because of we are finding the average of these two temperatures, right? Now I'm going to assign this as city, and then I'm going to return date from city where current day temperature is higher than the average of previous 2 days temperature, right? So that is why I'm going to find the average of previous day temperature, and then 2 day previous day, I mean second before 2 day before temperature by 2. Now if I execute this query, what is this previous day? There could be some error, but we are missing, sorry, okay, what is this error? We are missing v, right? So we need to use here v. Okay, now if I execute this query, you can see here, okay, we are getting dates, right? On these dates the current day temperature is higher than the average of previous 2 days temperature. Okay, these are the dates. I hope you understand, right? By using joins we are finding the current day temperature is higher than the average of previous 2 days temperature, and we are extracting those dates. Okay, that is 19, 20, 21, 24, and 27. Clear? Now we will solve the same problem by using lag. Okay, now if you see this table, like from weather data, now you can see here we have dates and temperature, and we need to find the 14th day temperature and 13th day temperature, right? Now we can use the lag of temperature for this one, so that you are getting the lag value, I mean 1 day before, right? I mean previous values you can get by using lag, right? By default it's a lag of 1, but in order to get the lag of 2, I mean we need to find the value of 13 also, right? So that for that we need to use lag of 2. We need to mention how many days you want to find the lag of temperature, right? Now we will use lag function date of date and temperature, and we need to use lag of temperature. By default it's a 1 day before, I mean one value before. You can see here we need to use over class because of these are all window functions, right? We need to use over and we need to keep order by date from weather data, right? Now if we execute this query, spelling mistake, right? You can see here this is the 15th 16 all data. You can see current day temperature and there is no value of 14th day record, 14th day temperature, right? That is the reason here you are getting null value. But you can see here for 16 you are getting 40, for 17 you are getting 42. Likewise you can see here these are all our previous day temperature, right? Now we can assign this as previous day temperature. Okay, now we need to find the 2 days before temperature, right? I mean 13th day temperature we need. For that I'm going to use lag of temperature, but I'm going to use here mentioning 2 because of we need to find the 2 values before. See, if you have not mentioned any value, by default it's a 1 value before, right? But in order to get the how many values you want to find the before values, you have to mention that, right? This is the second before for current value. Now we need to use over class order by date, right? From weather table as 2 day before. So, I mean second day before, right? Second day to the current temperature. Okay. Now if I execute this query, you can see here we are getting two null values because of there is no 14th data, right? See, for 15th there is no 14th data, so that's why it is returning null, right? And also you can see 2 days before means 13th day, right? I'm sorry, 13th day. For 15th this is the 2 day before. What is the 2 day before? That is 13th. That is why it is returning null. For 16th, what is the 2 day before? Not 15th, that is 14th. That is why it is returning null. This is 1 day before, this is 2 day before. Okay, now we need to find the average of these two, same thing that we did, right? Now we are going to return, I'm going to assign this as city, and then I'm going to return date from city where current temperature, that is temperature, is higher than the previous day temperature, and then we are going to find the average of these 2 days, right? 2 day second day before temperature, and then we need to find the average of these two and we need to compare with the current day temperature, right? Now if we execute this query, okay, we are getting the same values, right? 19, 20, 21, 24 and 27, right? These are the dates that we are getting from here also, right? 19, 20, 21, 24, 27. You can see here 19, 20, 21, 24, 27. The same dates on which the temperature is higher than the average of previous 2 days temperature. Okay. Now we are going to use average of, that is in window functions we are going to use average. Okay. Now first we'll see the table. So let's start from weather data. If I execute this query, you can see what is the error. Select start from the data, right? Not date. You can see here this is the data. Now we are going to find the average of previous 2 days temperature and we need to compare with the current day temperature. But here we are going to use window function of average. We are going to use average, right? So we need to find the average of previous 2 days temperature, right? Select date comma temperature, and then we are going to have the same average values for all records, so that I'm going to use here average of what temperature. We need to use over class, right? From weather data. Now if I execute this query, you can see here we are getting all 40 because of this 40 is the average of all day temperature. This all days temperature is average is 40. That's why you are getting this one. Now if you see here, if I keep order by date, then we will get the rolling average of, you can see here this is the 40, so that's why it is getting 40. Now if you see here 42, you're getting 41. How you're getting? This is the rolling average of up to now. 40 plus 42, how much? 82. 82 by 2, that is 41. Now you can see here you're getting 38, but you're getting 40. Why? Because of you're finding the average of these three values, right? That is the reason you're getting, this is the rolling average, but we need to find the average of 2 days previous value, right? Now we need to find rows between two preceding and one preceding. What this mean is you are going to find the average of two rows before. I mean, for this you are going to find the two rows before. I mean 13 and 14 up to one preceding for current row. What is the one preceding up to 15? That is 14. So you are finding the average of 13 and 14. This mean before one preceding means for current value you are finding up to one before, right? You are going to find the average of two values before up to one row before to current record, right? That is what this means. Now, if you execute this query, you can see here we are getting dates, and this is the current temperature, and this is the average of 2 days before temperature, right? But you can see here in SQL, average function by default neglects null value, avoids null value. Even if it is one null value for two combination, it will avoid null value and will take only not null values. So that is the reason you can see here for this one, this is the average of 13 and 14, right? It is taking as null and null, it will returning null. But here you can see here for 16 you are getting 40 for 15 and there is no value for 14, but it is avoiding null value and returning only 40, right? Likewise you can see all these values for 17 you can see here 38, right? But you are getting 41, but 18 you are getting 36. This is the current temperature. Now you can see this is the 38 plus 42, how much? 80. 80 by 2, 40. This is the 2 days previous 2 days temperature, right? Average. Now you can see for 38 you are going to find 36 plus 38, how much? 74 by 2, how much? 37. This is the previous 2 days temperature, right? Now if you assign this as city, and then if you find select date from city where temperature is greater than average temperature, average of previous 2 days temperature, right? Okay, now we need to assign this column to this one. Okay, now if I execute this query, you can see here we are getting 16, 19, 20, 21, 24, 27, but we need to have only 19, 20, 21, 24 and 27, but we are getting extra 16. Why? Because of average avoids null value. So that is the reason even if it is null and 40, it is returning 40, right? So we need to avoid that, right? How can we avoid it? So we need to count how many days you are finding the average values, right? For that we need to see here, you can see we are getting only one null value because of, even it is for this, see for this you are getting 15th day temperature and 14th day temperature, right? 14th day temperature is null and 15th day is 40. That is the reason it is returning 40, but we should get it is null, right? We cannot find the average of null and not null, right? So we need to count, but in SQL average by default avoids null values, but we need to avoid that, right? So how can we avoid that? We need to count how many days you are finding for average. So I need to use count of temperature over order by date. And you are going to find how many rows that you are going to find between two preceding and one preceding as count of not null. Right. Now if you execute this query, you can see here this is a, see there is no values before, so count of not null, how many? There is 0 because of all are null values before, that is 14th and 13th. Now for this you can see here for 16 there is one null value and one not null value, so that is why it is returning one not value. But we need to have two not nulls to find the average of any values, right? So that is why we need to ensure that here we need to add the condition like, and the condition would be count underscore not null has to be 2, right? Now if you see here we are finding the average of two not null values only, we are avoiding null values, so that's why I'm using this condition. Now if you see here we are getting 19, 20, 21, 24 and 27. On these dates the temperature is higher than the average of previous 2 days temperature. Okay, I hope you understand, because of in SQL average is by default avoid or ignores null values. So that is why we are adding this condition. Okay, and we need to check how many values you are counting or how many values you are going to find the average values, right? I hope you understand this one, and thanks for watching, and please comment your way of solution Okay, and don't forget to like and share. Thank you.